Good morning. I'm Jane Newman, and we welcome you to the University of Alabama today to celebrate the achievement of young folks, and also as well as the parents and grandparents who have been right along your side all the way to help you reach this milestone in your life. And again, I am the coordinator of the Gifted Program at the University of Alabama, and my colleague, Dr. Kevin Besnell, is around here somewhere. But you know what we do at the University of Alabama?
Football.
We teach your teachers, the teachers who are gifted teachers, who then teach you. So it's very rewarding for us to see you out here today, and know that you all are achieving and doing really, really good work in your schools. So again, we welcome you and your parents, grandparents, and friends who have helped you get to this point. We're going to be celebrating that today. We also, however, are very interested in your thinking about coming to the university when you become college student age. And for that reason, we would love for you to visit the campus today. That's why we used to have this ceremony on Sunday, and everything was locked up, nobody on campus. My parents kept saying, why don't you have it during the week when students are on campus, classes are going on, and we can see something. So this is our first time to have it on a weekday, and we are just starting our interim program today, which our students can take one class for a month, so it's a real rushed month course. But there are several places on campus, if you're not familiar with our campus, that you might want to visit. None of the dining halls, we tried to arrange to have you all have, if you wanted to have lunch in Ferguson, the Student Center building. But none of the dining halls are open because the students have gone home, most of them for the summer. So if you want to eat lunch in Tuscaloosa, the Strip, right down the University Avenue. I don't know how many of you are Alabama fans and come to the university a lot, but there are some places that you might want to explore today while you're here. Also, one of our doctoral students, Lisa Gaskell, over in the left, has set up some booths out in the vestibule as you leave today. They will be set up, and these are some groups that you might be interested in later on as you're thinking about college. The honors program, there'll be information. There'll be students out there that are in the honors program, and they'll have information pamphlets that you can pick up. Also, the admissions department will have people there to talk with you about, admissions to some of our programs like the honors program. And then the business school has sent some of their representatives over too. So you might want to check some of those booths out before you leave to explore the campus. So we're looking forward to honoring you today. We have a very special person from the university who is going to speak to you for a few minutes, and that is Dr. David Franco. He is Dean of the Graduate School, and he's going to talk with you about some things that maybe you might want to be thinking about from now to the time that you're getting ready to think about college admissions. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Dr. Franco.
Thanks, Dr. Newman. I appreciate that. And on behalf of the University of Alabama, it's my pleasure to welcome all of you high-ability students and also proud parents and family members to the 2014 Duke Tip Award ceremony. Students, you're here today because your test scores in the ACT or SAT mark you as an academically gifted student. And that means you have high potential for achievement in college and professional life afterwards. And I want to congratulate you on that achievement. And also congratulate the parents, grandparents, and family members who have helped you to this point in your career. But talk about the proverbial double-edged sword. Everyone's heard the expression, to whom much is given, much is expected. Well, in essence, the Duke TIP program is telling you students that you're gifted with a fine mind, but now there's a challenge for you to utilize that mind to its full potential. And parents and family members, you must also be feeling a little bit of unease. My son or daughter is gifted. How am I going to handle this without messing up and doing the right things and so on? So there's some anxiety there. Well, let me offer a few words today that I hope will allay your fears a little bit, both the students and parents, and focus again on the celebration of the achievement today, because that's what we're really here for. Now, when I was in grade school, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth and were at their peak, actually, back in the late 1950s and early 1960s, and some of you in the audience will remember this with me, there was something called Sputnik that the Russians sent up, and it galvanized the nation into wanting to have more achievement, particularly in science and engineering. And many school districts began to do IQ testing and other testing to screen kids for the very first gifted programs. When I was in third grade, I was put in something called the Opportunity Class. And 3 times a week, I got to go out of my home classroom and spend an hour doing what were called enrichment activities. We didn't know why we were there. All I knew was I got an hour to leave my regular classroom and go sort of goof off for an hour. And then I thought it was great. But that was pretty much it. And by the time I got into junior high school, the only thing available to us was the so-called fast track to college, but we didn't even understand that as students. And turns out there was a gatekeeper class in my middle school, my junior high, 8th grade math. And it turns out that class decided one's fate for the rest of not only junior high, but also high school. Whether you were going to be with the smart kids and worthy of high-level instruction or not. Now, we kids, and certainly our parents, didn't know that that was a gatekeeper class. And as I'll tell you in a minute, I ended up getting C's in my 8th grade math class and was bounced from the fast track in math and science for the rest of high school. Along with another member of my former classmates, and it turns out that we're the only 2 people in my graduating class that ended up getting doctorates in science. So I don't know if we were lucky or whatever, but I tell you this story for 2 reasons. First, you're here today because in 2014, thankfully, our schools and society in general do an awful lot better job of cultivating talented young people than we used to. And second, because you students are here as a benefit of that cultivation, but I want you to know that having a good grade is only the start. I'm sorry if you thought that was the end game, but it's not. The SAT, ACT tests, and so on are just a start. The rest of your academic career now, you're going to need to work that brain and use your high ability to, not to coast through academia, but to achieve. And frankly, that's why I got C's in 8th grade math. I look back now, I never before had to study. I was always a smart kid in the class, automatically knew the right answers, but when faced with a challenge about a course that I really was having to struggle with, I didn't do anything in there. I said, I can't deal with this, and I withdrew and therefore did poorly. And I learned the hard way that you may be smart, but you still need to do the problem sets, you still need to do the homework, you still need to do the hard work. If you're going to win a national championship, you have to do the hard work, not just have the talent. Fortunately for me, I was able to do things well the rest of my high school career. I did graduate top 10% of my class with just, and as a first-generation college student, my parents and I didn't know where to go to college. And I was just really, really lucky that I ended up at Kent State University with some really good mentors who kind of took me under their wing and said, I see some potential in you, because otherwise I would have just drifted off and probably not had much of a career. And many of these lessons, too, I want to, about the importance of hard work and not messing up, I learned from my lovely wife, who I also college, and she was the one that was a summa cum laude, and I was not. And I learned that you've got to work pretty hard to achieve what you want to do. So, other than don't do what I did, my message to you gifted students and your parents and family is informed by what I do on a daily basis in my job here at UA. I'm dean of graduate school, so graduate admissions and so on, and I'm also associate provost, so I do things like promotion and tenure for the faculty and sabbatical leaves and so on. And I make value judgments every day about the academic qualifications of prospective students and whether to admit them or not, and whether to provide funding for them or not. And once students get to UA, my job is to make sure that they graduate, and I've got to push them to do that. We just had commencement. On Saturday, we had almost 1,000 graduate degrees given out. It's a new record every year in terms of the number of graduate degrees, but it takes hard work to do that. So in that vein, first I'm going to challenge you students to take advantage of all the enrichment activities that are going to be made available to you now that you're a Duke Chip winner. They're going to allow you to grow, they're going to allow you to challenge your mind, to develop the academic resume that will position you well for entrance into college and ultimately into a profession where you're going to thrive. You cannot coast and get into that good college that you want to get into. You cannot get into college and then coast and expect to graduate. Those days, if they ever existed, are long gone. Half of the people we admit to this university now are in the top 5% of their class. And there's a reason for that. They work hard. So I challenge you to grow also, not only academically, but as a whole person. Do not neglect the co-curricular activities and broaden your outlook as a complete person who is well integrated in society and is positioned to make a difference in people's lives. Don't do these activities to pad your resume. And don't forget to have some fun and develop some social skills as you move through your teen years. Again, I don't care what profession you're going to end up in, all professions ultimately are people businesses. And you've got to learn to work effectively with people as part of the team. I also ask you to begin seeking your passion if you have not already done so. What are you really good at and what do you like to do? Those two things are extremely important. Now, some of you may have a good idea where your passions and strengths lie, but in my experience, people struggle with, what do I do with my life? Well into their 20s, and sometimes I even think, what am I going to do when I grow up? And it's difficult because you have to have a passion, but you have to be good at what you are passionate about. And that's what I'm urging you to think about, students, now. Not just what you're good at, but what you're passionate about. Put those two things together. I may want to be an NBA basketball player, but at 5'8" on a good day, even when I was in my 20s, I had no chance. I could want that all that I wanted to, but I didn't have the ability. I wasn't good enough at it. And it's the same thing in academics. In our graduate school, I challenge our students to build the sort of resume that will allow them to be successful in life after they leave the University of Alabama. The challenge, both for them and for you especially, students, is that as we proceed through the 21st century knowledge economy, a university must prepare students for jobs that don't yet exist, using technology that has not been invented yet, to solve problems that have yet to be identified. To be successful in that pursuit, students, you're going to need to have a broad knowledge of many fields. You may love mathematics, you hate everything else, and that's all you want to do. And I'm telling you right now, you will not be successful in life after your education if you're very, very narrow. The specialists need to work together to solve today's complex problems. And if you have that resume, it will position you well for entrance into college. And why is that important? Significant scholarship aid, full benefits, and so on and so forth. The ability to get into school that you want to get into, and the ability to do undergraduate research and other enrichment programs that are essential for you to move on in your career. Most of the time when you leave college with an advanced degree, particularly, I guarantee you that nobody's ever going to ask you what your GPA is. I don't think I've ever been asked, since I became a college professor 30-something years ago, well, what was your GPA in graduate school? Never been asked that question. It's what what you do and the accomplishments that you have, your publications and your meetings and so on, that's what marks you as a high achiever. And I can tell you that when we do graduate admissions, we will always admit a student with a good but not stellar GPA who has had professional experience, done some research, given a paper at the state academy meeting, and so on, over a person with a perfect 4.0 with no professional work of their own. Very, very important. As Dr. Newman said, one of the reasons we're here today is we hope you'll consider UA as a place to consider when it comes time to planning a college. We're on pace to be one of the top 25 national public universities in the United States by the time you folks are seniors. We already rank second among all public universities in the United States in national merit scholars, second among all universities, public and private, in the number of USA Today academic all-American scholars, and among the nation's leaders in terms of putting a solid scholarship package together for you high achieving students. And I know especially the moms and dads in the audience are aware of that fact and are looking for that. We have early college programs to start your life at UA while you're still in high school, undergraduate research opportunities. We had almost 500 students this year in the undergraduate research conference about a month ago. A huge number of people doing that. We also have a lot of degree programs that allow you to do a graduate degree as you're closing out your undergraduate. They're called dual degree programs. They're very popular. University scholars or STEM MBA programs, so on and so forth. And there are literally thousands of merit scholarships available to UA students. But again, I emphasize this. You have time to build the credentials that you need. Very high standing in your class, high test scores, and so on, as well as evidence that you're a well-rounded person and have done creative activities on your own, brought them to fruition. Started the project, did the project, got through all the tough things, and produced it. Those are credentials you cannot cobble together in your senior year of high school. You have to start now. So again, students, I want to congratulate you on your achievement. Family support members, I want to thank you for helping your sons and daughters to be in a position to succeed. I am very envious of you because your journey is just beginning, and what a journey it promises to be. The University of Alabama stands ready to help you in that journey, both over your middle school and high school years and into college. And as Dr. Newman said, I hope you'll take advantage of the nice weather today, walk around, even though we're not in full class session, the buildings are open, you're free to go and explore on your own. And I hope you enjoy the day. Thanks very much for your time and attention. And again, my congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Franco, Dr. Newman. Welcome, students. Welcome, everyone. On behalf of Dr. Martha Patala, as the Executive Director of the Duke University Talent Identification Program, and on behalf of the rest of my colleagues at Duke TIP, I'm pleased to be here to welcome you to this recognition ceremony. We are here today to celebrate and honor you, gifted students, who participate in the Duke TIP program, and to honor you for your extraordinary academic achievements. I'd like to first start by saying it really is a real joy, especially on a day like today with this weather, to be here at University of Alabama, to have the hospitality that is being extended by Dr. Newman and Dr. Franco. This is a very purposeful partnership between Duke TIP and University of Alabama. This campus is chosen specifically for you to capitalize on today. Duke TIP is extremely grateful to the University of Alabama for hosting this for you and making this a special day for you. So again, I just want to say thank you again to the university for hosting us and hosting you. And again, I want to urge you to take advantage of today for the opportunity that it is. The Duke University Talent Search began in 1980 when Duke University realized the importance of identifying and nurturing intellectually gifted students like you. During the last 34 years, Duke TIP has expanded to meet the academic needs of students in grades 4 through 12, and has served over 2.5 million students through at least one of our academic programs. The first Duke Tip Talent Search had 8,710 students. This year, the Talent Search had over 65,000 enrollees. Duke Tip is dedicated to being a worldwide leader in identifying and supporting academically talented young people like you. We're also committed to providing innovative programs that allow you to fully develop the amazing abilities and intelligence that you have. Our goal for this ceremony today is to recognize you as some of the most promising young scholars in the country. And our hope is that this honor will encourage you to advance even further as you look to the future. As honorees, you've been distinctively chosen to be here because of your outstanding ACT or SAT performance. And we are here to publicly give you the recognition as an individual and also collectively as a group for your excellence in academic achievement. In addition, though, we want to acknowledge and express our gratitude to your parents, your counselors, family members, teachers. There's a community of people in your lives that have supported you to this point. And so we really want to tell them thank you for the guidance that they've given you. Parents, family, community, you're to be congratulated as well for everything that you've done to encourage your student. So with that, we can move into the recognition of our state level honorees. I'm pleased to be here to present these honors to this group of 7th grade students who scored at or above the national average on at least one part of the SAT or ACT, a feat that is pretty impressive considering that these are tests used to gauge academic abilities of juniors and seniors in high school. So this year, 917 students from Alabama were able to achieve that feat. In total, for the whole Duke Tip 7th grade talent search region, there were 21,775 students who qualified for this recognition, and that's about 39% of the 55,636 students who have tested thus far. So at this time, let me have this first row, that A section, if this first row will go ahead and stand up. Students, you're going to proceed that way and kind of loop around and come across the stage. And so we'll get queued up there. And I guess while we're queuing up, I did hear about Alabama football. And I want to say I have a lot of respect for Alabama football. It is to be respected. It's very accomplished. But I would submit that more prestigious than Alabama athletics are Alabama academics. And if I challenged each and every one of you, I think you would agree that you would want to be known as an academic supporter as opposed to an athletic supporter. Okay, family members, if you would, you can take photos from your seats. If you would refrain from, I want to kind of keep this clear for students to proceed. You'll have a great opportunity after the ceremony if you want to come up to take photos then. If you would remain seated and hold your applause while I'm reading the names. And then once we're done, we'll congratulate everybody together. So as I call your name, students, please proceed across the stage to be congratulated, and proceed back down this side of the stage and back to your seat. As I call your name, please come forward. Samuel C. Aaron. Kate Nisa Ajima. Chidima N. Alalona. Skylar N. Arn. Baines C. Autry. Sydney E. Barkley. Matthew L. Barnes. Lauren G. Barnett. Bryant N. Barentine. David J. Barrett. Joseph L. Bond. Evelyn N. Byer. Wendell A. Blankenship. Brittany N. Bonner. Austin W. Bowling. Elijah A. Grant. Allie L. Brothers. Brianna K. Brown. Brianna M. Brunson. Susanna A. Buchanan. Bailey R. Bunia. Landon H. Burridge. Terry N. Burrows. Catherine L. Caraway. Ethan Catret. Annalise H. Chambers. Brian A. Chavez. Brandon M. Childers. Zaina R. Christjohn. Benjamin D. Crawford. Isabella M. D. Harry H. Dennis. Tyler C. Durr. Ulissa L. Pios. Presley M. Donovitz. Jacob Doris. Elaine Doyle. John C. Double. Wilhelmina S. Durham. Matthew M. Eves. Andrew Edwards. Mustafa Enberg. Nathan L. Estes. Hugh W. Berry. Jordan M. Fluker. John A. Folsom. Jason I. Forbes. Jayla R. Ford. Joshua C. Fording. Michael C. Fortner. William W. Fryer. Anna Grace H. Gardner. Mary Gardner. Holly Gates. Grant J. Gleason. Aaliyah B. Goodman. Manish R. Gore. Anna K. Griggs. Connor L. Guess. Mallory C. Gullidge. Sanjeev Gershani. Mary Helene Hall. Leslie V. Hall. Andrew P. Hallmark. Nicholas V. Harbison. Lauren S. Harris. Kimberly N. Harrison. Jamie A. Perry. Benjamin L. Hatcher. Madeline F. Hayes. Allison R. Heath. J. D. Henderson. James C. Coughlin. Ethan Holder. Alexandria K. Holloman. Michael A. Hollis. Stella E. Holt. Dylan G. Halsey. Andrea R. Jacks. Joshua D. Jagoy. Justin S. Jett. Addison B. Johnson. Ashton C. Johnson. Madeline C. Joyner. Gavin T. Jones. Kaylin R. Jones. Abhishek Kamath, Joshua Kelly, Sarah J. Kemmer, Caleb J. Kirk, Caleb M. Kaiser, Kayla M. Lang, Nathan Langen, Delaney A. Langston, Brent A. Lawler, Luther A. Lindsay, Caroline E. Locke, Colin R. Lockhart, Mary K. Long, Pippa E. Walker, Magdalena R. Marshall, Benjamin H. Martin, Tyler J. Matlock, Bailey C. Mays, Lauren McCaber, Parker F. McCoy, Joshua K. McDowell, James C. McGraw, Morgan K. McManus, Sarah K. McVeigh, James T. Medlin, Jordan M. Melson, Emery A. Mills, Kelly M. Moore, James L. Morris, Marina N. Muller, Nicholas Mascolino, Gaines A. Odom, Caroline G. Overstreet, Caitlin B. Pace, Gabrielle D. Padillo, James T. Parker, Allie Parr, Sarah G. Pepper, Shelley A. Phillips, Mason Pijo, Molly G. Quinn, Gabriel C. Raber, Zachary G. Rakers, Elaine Frederick B. Rapadas, Grace N. Richardson, Justin A. Rotondo, Ann Roberts, Reed Robinson, Davis R. Ryan, Ethan S. Saffold, Samantha G. Savage, Logan S. Sale, Reynolds L. Shifano, Benjamin P. Schmidt, Lauren E. Shaw, Sarah N. Simmons, Matthew C. Simon, Cade H. Smith, Carly S. Smith, Howard W. Smith Jr., Molly I. Smith, Brianna N. Smith, Travis C. Smith, Jason K. Sowell, Richard J. Spencer, Blake A. Steve, Landry K. Stevens, Thomas M. Stevens, Kimsey J. Stewart, Emma C. Studdard, Ashley N. Suchan, Caitlin L. Suttles, Mao Tanaka, Lily F. Taylor, Logan D. Teal, Brandon J. Thomas, Ethan S. Thomas, Madeline Thompson, Sarah D. Thompson, Andrew N. Tillman, David A. Trujillo, Josanna L. Turner, Chandler Turnespy, Whitney T. Van Dyke, Abhinav Venkatesan, Jennifer Wade, David C. Walker, Kara L. Wall, Willie L. Wan, Shelby G. White, Joshua B. Wiggins, Cade Williams, Duncan O. Williams, Emily J. Wilson, Joelle N. Wagerman, Audrey A. Woodruff, Victoria A. Yeager, John M. Yordy, Alex Shue. If you qualified for today's ceremony but haven't heard your name called yet, if you would please come on up to the stage. For the rest of you, I'm going to have you tell me your names so that I can announce it, and then we'll continue to recognize you. Carson J. Knoll, Ethel L. Kostmeyer, Caitlin M. Mosley, David B. Schaefer, Addie G. Story, okay, I believe we got everybody. If you would, please join me in congratulating these students. It's now my pleasure to be able to introduce a group of students who scored the same or better than 90% of high school juniors and seniors taking the SAT or ACT on at least one section of those tests. These students qualify for Duke TIP's Grand Recognition Ceremony, which will be held 2 Mondays from now, May 19th, at Duke University. Students attending the Grand Recognition Ceremony will receive their medallion there. However, I still want to recognize them here today. There's only 10 or 15 of you here, so I'm going to have you actually stay on the stage as I call your names, maybe line up shoulder to shoulder here. So as I call your name, please come forward to be recognized. And if you would, let Dr. Newman know if you're going to attend the Grand Recognition Ceremony in a couple weeks, you don't need to pick up a medallion here today. But if you are not going to be able to make that Grand Recognition Ceremony, Dr. Newman will hand you your medallion today. So just please let her know as you come to the stage whether you will or will not be attending the Grand Recognition Ceremony. And again, remain on stage as I call your name, and again, please hold your applause so we can recognize all the students together. But as I call your name, please come forward. Joseph L. Vaughn, Catherine L. Caraway, Zaina R. Christjohn, Jacob Doris, Andrew Edwards, Joshua C. Fording, Joshua D. Jaro, Joshua Kelly, Pippa E. Lother, Lauren McCaber, Lauren E. Shaw, Carly S. Smith, Now Tanaka, David C. Walker, Kara L. Wall, John M. Yordy. If you qualified for grand level recognition but did not hear your name called, if you would please come up to the stage and tell me your name so I can announce it for the audience. Okay, if you would, please join me in giving these students a Okay, students, you may proceed back to your seats. Thank you. Well, congratulations again to all the students being recognized here today. Certainly be proud of your accomplishments and also accept this achievement as a stepping stone to greater levels of academic success. The knowledge and experience you've gained in being part of the Duke TIP program is invaluable. Your participation will help you better understand your potential, your academic abilities, your natural talent, and it will help you more effectively plan for advancement in high school and college. Duke TIP supports you with educational programs, resources, and tools that will help you grow scholastically in your unique areas of strength and ability. Again, families and educators, we hope that you continue to encourage and support these young people as they seek to make choices about future careers and life occupations. Continue to guide and influence them to higher levels of achievement and assist them in utilizing these academic resources that support their giftedness. Working as a team, we can all ensure that gifted students have exciting opportunities as well as strong advocates. It's been an honor and a privilege for me to be here with you today, and at this time I'd like to turn it back over to Dr. Newman for some closing remarks. Thank you.
Congratulations to all you students, and I hope that you will listen and think about what Dr. Franco said about continuing to work hard and using your ability to the fullest so that when it's time for you to think about going to college, you will be all ready to go and be successful in whatever line of work that your passion leads you toward. So again, we thank you for coming and congratulate you. Any of you who would like to have your picture made with Dr. Franco, you will remain a little while afterwards if you want to come up to the front. And then also, I wanted to remind you that we do have some students who are on campus who have set up booths. We have the admissions, College of Admissions. We have the honors college, and we also have right. The Business Center has sent the STEM group for those of you who are interested in math and science, engineering. So, and admissions can talk about scholarships. So if you are interested, the booths will be right outside the doors, and there are all kinds of pamphlets for you to take. Also, let me call your attention to your packets that you have. There is a university campus map inside, and so we hope that you all will take advantage of being on campus today while things are going on and not a Sunday and things aren't locked up. So hopefully you'll explore over around the quad and even have lunch maybe down on the strip. So again, thank you so much for coming, and if you have questions, please ask us. We'll try to help you find a place that you are looking for if you want to stay and visit. So thanks again. Have a nice afternoon.